Hello, welcome to another episode of In Case You're Wondering. This week is going to be a pretty special episode. I got my lovely wife Danielle here. This one is mainly for the married couples. I guess it also could be for the single people out there before they
that have roommates. That's what I was thinking.
That they have roommates.
I had roommates that did weird stuff.
Single people who want to get married one day and need a little scouting report.
They need to know what they're in for.
Yeah. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about things that drive us crazy that our spouse does. It's really not a big deal, but sometimes we make it a big deal. We're going to talk about weird things that we do.
I just remembered a new one.
Ooh, she just remembered a new one. So we all do a lot of weird things. We're going to talk about those things. And then our final segment will be misheard lyrics of the day. Danielle's got a couple or one.
One. I may think of another one, but
I have a weird music thing that she's heard me talk about, but I'm interested to see if anyone else really understands what the heck's going on when we listen to this certain type of music. So let's dive in to the things that drive us crazy that our spouse does. Danielle, since you're the guest, I'll have you kick it off.
Okay. So the one I just thought of, I'm starting right off here. So almost it seems like every time, I know it's not every time, but Jordan will hold in a fart until we're getting in the car or right when he gets into bed, under the covers, and then you can't avoid the fart. You're in a car and the windows are closed and you just have to the fart's just there. You can't do anything about it. And I'm always like, Jordan, why don't you fart before you get in the car or in the bathroom before you get into the bed?
The thing about that is I don't really need to fart until either I get in the car or the blankets get over me and there's just something about.
I think you've conditioned yourself to oh, I'm sitting, I need to fart.
Also,
I'm laying down, I need to fart.
I just usually need to fart anyway. But when we're in bed, especially in the winter, I'm trying to look out for us, trying to look out for you, and warming it up that's really the reason why I do it.
Luckily, though, he has never actually Dutch ovened me. If you know what that is, it's when someone farts and then pulls the blankets over your head, so you're forced to smell it.
If you haven't heard of Dutch oven yet, then it's 2017, people.
Yeah, he's never done that. So
all
that's
right,
good.
so I fart at inopportune times. Quick funny story. I don't think I've told you this yet. Farted at work the other day.
Audible?
Oh yeah, but luckily
and smelly.
It wasn't smelly to me. I'm sure my coworkers thought otherwise. It was after the students left, so it was the last day of school.
Don't you hate it when you really need to fart and you're certain that it's not going to smell and it's not going to sound?
And it does.
And then
both.
you're like, oh dang.
Yeah, it does both. Welcome to my life. Yeah, I farted in front of my coworkers. We all get a good laugh out of it, but yeah, first time.
My question for people out there is: have you ever farted when you sneezed?
Yeah. See, I farted.
I've done that before in public, and I felt so embarrassed about it.
See, I farted because I got excited about something. So, there's. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. So.
You can add that to the weird things.
Are we playing ping pong, or are you just gonna list off all of them?
No, you can go next.
Okay.
We'll ping pong it.
We'll ping pong it. So one of the big ones that you do is you leave your leftovers in the fridge, and the point of leftovers is that you'll eat them maybe later on in the day if it's a lunch or the next day. But you leave your leftovers in there for weeks, weeks on end, and
okay, not weeks.
There has literally been leftovers for a week.
Okay, a week, yes, but not weeks.
Okay, it seems like a week when it just sits there. And the conundrum I find myself in is I could eat that. But I've done that before and you've gotten upset. Mm-hmm. And then I don't eat it and you're upset that I didn't eat it because you're like, I just thought you were going to eat it. And it's just, it's a no-win for me. The other thing that kind of fits in with this is you leave open glasses of milk.
Yeah.
Just pour yourself enough to drink. It just doesn't seem like a difficult task,
Yeah, this happens to me all the time. The food thing is I hardly ever eat a full meal, and while I'm out, and then I feel really bad to just like throw the food out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm
No,
gonna
no,
take it
no.
home.
You feel bad
and I'm
about.
probably gonna eat it, and then I almost never do. But
Yeah.
I always think, oh, if I don't eat it, Jordan will eat it, and then I don't say, hey, you can eat this if you want.
No, you feel bad about throwing away at the restaurant. You have no issue with throwing away at home.
That's what I mean. I think it's like guilt in front of people.
Or the perception that you'll have, like people will have of you. So yeah, that's a big one for
And
me.
then I always like pour too much milk. That happens. It's usually milk.
It's usually milk.
I
Drives me
pour
crazy.
too much milk, but then I'm not gonna waste milk.
I can't trust it once it's been open in the fridge for that long, though. That's the thing.
I always give it a smell. If it smells like refrigerator,
Just a quick whiff.
if it smells like refrigerator, it's gone. It's
Yeah,
over.
it's game over.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one?
Okay. Oh, okay. So he doesn't do this as much anymore, but in the apartment that we lived in before we moved to the house that we're at now, we had a hamper in our room. And like literally like 2 steps from his side of the bed, the hamper was right there. And he would put his dirty clothes directly next to the hamper, but would never put the clothes in the hamper.
Yeah.
And it's right there. Just put it in the hamper.
Here's the thing. I've calculated this out. You know how much time I've saved by?
Yeah.
I've saved at least like 3 days worth of time.
Yeah, and you've added to my time because I'm the one who picked it up and put it in the hamper and then washed the clothes.
What do you want me to say? Like I've saved myself 3 days worth of time.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm sorry. I don't know. It's for me. It's just like it's gonna get washed anyway. So whether it's on the floor or in the hamper, it's. And here's what I'm really doing. I'm leaving you more space in there for your clothes.
Okay.
Chivalry is not dead.
I do laundry every like 2 days. It's not like it's totally full in 2 days with 2 people.
Yeah. Well, like I said, chivalry is not dead. I'm doing this for you. Just because you can't appreciate it doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
But now the problem is I've kind of like gotten used to just clothes on the floor because he just did it all the time.
Yep.
So now I leave clothes on the floor.
Yeah.
That never happened before. I would always put my
Oh,
clothes in
how
the hamper.
the tables have turned.
But now we don't have a hamper, so it's
Yeah,
not like I
that's the
could put it in
difference.
a hamper anyways. So
Yeah, so my next thing that you do that drives me crazy is you don't pull the car seat up when you're done driving the car, and then I get in. I almost can't fit in the car, so I'll like get in there and I'll like bump the horn. The horn will sound off. I bang my knee against the wheel. It's quite a situation that I find myself in multiple times. Ooh, excuse me. But another thing that you used to do, like in the theme of the car, is that you had this really bad habit of parking and then not straightening out the wheel. Mm-hmm. And then I would get in the car and I'd just throw it in reverse and almost hit cars next to me. Because you're just parked in. I was like, oh my God, I can't. I don't know.
I never. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, the driver's ed teacher that I had in the like program got shut down. Like, I think I was the last
for
class
that reason,
to graduate.
They realized what was going on, that he's not teaching people
So
how to straighten the wheel.
I don't remember anyone ever telling me to straighten out the wheel when you park.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. People do that.
Yeah, I mean I know that now, and
unless you're on a hill.
I do it.
Unless you're on a hill.
And now I do it. Yeah, on a hill that makes sense. You wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah. So, yeah. What's your next one?
Okay, so this happens a lot actually. So Jordan tells me I have terrible timing when it comes to like asking him if he could do something around the house or something. And usually what happens is I ask him to do something and he begrudgingly will do it. And then as he's doing it, he's going, ugh, ugh, like that the whole time. I just want to be like, just do it already. Just stop complaining about it.
How do you know that it's not like a physical like labor I'm in? Like I'm about to do this, so I'm like mentally preparing myself.
We've been together for 10 years, and I've known you for over 20, so I know you pretty well.
I disagree. I disagree.
But yeah, he does it all the time. He does it with his mom too.
Yeah. No, the real reason is that you just need to know that I'm gonna do this because I love you, but I'm not pleased about it. It's like when my students, like if I ask them to do something like so, they're just like, every time roll their eyes.
Wicked roll their eyes.
Yeah, like, hey, can you sharpen your pencil? It's like, geez. Okay, sorry I asked. So I guess, yeah, now you know how I feel all the time at work. So next up for me, something that Danielle does. Now she thinks she's come up with this like great idea about why she does it, but really it just drives me absolutely crazy. We'll be having a conversation. It could be a fun conversation. It could be a serious conversation, and she'll just change subjects in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
It's like, okay, like I can't follow like how you got there. I can't follow your conversations because it's just like we'll be talking about something, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, so on Tuesday I'm going to be doing this," and she'll go on and on about it. And it's like, how does that make any sense of what we're talking about? But your last thing I've heard you talk about with this is like, I have so many things going on in my mind that.
Oh, that's how I talk.
Yeah,
Really?
I have so many things going on. It's so they know that you're talking, not really me.
Okay.
I have so many things going on that I just need to get it all out, and just how it just comes out. That makes no sense to me whatsoever.
No, what happens is, and I think I've talked about this with other women, and I think they can relate.
No, I think they just want to be on your side.
That may be true, but like my brain doesn't stop. Jordan can fall asleep in like seconds, and it usually takes me a while for my brain to kind of like just calm and chill out. It's not that I'm like nervous about anything, but I'm just thinking about things the next day or things that happened that day. So what will happen is we'll be talking about something, and while we're talking about it, I'm thinking about something that he said that reminds me of something else, which then reminds me of something else, which then reminds me, oh, you know what? I never told him this. I need to tell him this.
That's exhausting.
That's what happens. It's not that exhausting. It's just life. You get used to it.
Yeah, I'm sure you get used to it. I can't get used to it. You got any others for me?
Okay, this will be my last one. So the funny thing about this is I used to do this as a kid, or someone in my house did, and my dad thought it was me.
I still do it as an adult. Is that what you're saying?
But Jordan does it as an adult. I think he picked it up from his mom because I've noticed that she does it at their house all the time. But Jordan will like leave lights on in the whole house when he's just in one room, and he will get up in the morning, usually before me because he goes to work earlier than I do, and he'll go into the kitchen and he will leave the light on in the kitchen in the hallway, even though I'm not getting up for like another hour probably. And then this goes way back to what we were talking about before about wasting food. I don't like to waste things. So whether that's energy or food or whatever.
Yeah, no,
It drives me nuts.
And what have I told you? Why do I do it?
Okay, you say it so that I don't have to do it. Mm-hmm. So that I can see when which is like, all I do is just hit the light switch.
Yeah, I mean.
And I wake up and it's light out, so it's not like I need the lights anyways.
So, essentially, remember those old Motel 6 commercials?
We leave the light on for you?
Yeah, we'll leave the light on for you. That's what I'm doing for you. So, sorry I'm looking out for your best interests. I don't want you to stub your toe. I don't want you to come into a world of darkness when you first wake up. Like, I want you to be welcomed by light.
Okay.
And so...
I didn't realize. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you know. Now, like, you can cross that off your list. It's not really an issue anymore now, is it? So I got one more too. Danielle works at Durham Evangelical Church where they have a dumpster and they allow us to put our trash in. So
we don't have a trash pickup in our town.
No, which is so weird. Just pick up our trash.
It's Madbury. If you don't know this town, it's really small. Like I saw a Madbury cop the other day, and I thought to myself, I didn't know that Madbury had cops.
Something serious must be going down.
Yeah.
But we'll put the trash on the front porch, and my thought is like, oh, she's going to work tomorrow. She can just put it in the car and literally drop it off and then go into work. And the trash will sit there for like 3 days. Now, I guess I could bring it there myself.
It is literally like 10 seconds down the road.
It's a 10-second drive. But also, you're there almost every day. So it's like, I just assume you're going to bring it. She'll put it out on the deck. And I'm like, just take it to work with you. Take your trash to work day. That's what you're doing.
And in my mind, I'm thinking, men take out the trash. Like, that's a man job.
Wow, that's sexist of you. It's 2017, you're still living under that.
Don't even.
Oh, my goodness.
I cook, like, all the meals. That's sexist.
Yeah, because you're a woman.
That way. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we're going to move on to our next segment. Weird things that our spouse does. So, We talked about things that drive us crazy. Now we're just going to talk about things that are weird. It doesn't necessarily bother us, but it's just like, what? Why do you do that? So, again, I'll let you bat lead off. What do you got for us?
All right, so Jordan will sleep dress. So the first time that I ever noticed this happening, Jordan woke up and he looked at me and he goes, did I go to bed with pants on? Because I'm wearing pants. And I just started laughing so hard. But then it happened a couple more times. I think he, his subconscious realized I'm cold. And so his body, while he's sleeping, will get up and go and walk to the closet and put pants on and then go back to bed. You've been almost fully naked before and then fully dressed the next morning.
There's been multiple times where I've gotten up, walked to the closet, put on some clothes, got into bed, and then woken up with clothes on and be like, I am extremely warm. And realize I put on clothes. That's how I know I've sleptwalked. I mean, I could have sleptwalked before.
Yeah. I think you have.
And I wouldn't know unless I've put on new clothes. Just getting ready for the day, real early in the morning.
It's weird, but it's not. I had a roommate that used to eat jars of peanut butter. Just jars of peanut butter.
See, I've thought about this before, and I think she's just BSing you. I think.
Well, one time she ate a whole jar of Nutella, and I was about to lose it.
Girl.
Chocolate
That's when girls go. They go, honey, no. Or.
Oh, no. Yeah.
I think I was talking to a friend about
all
this. My favorite thing that girls or women do to other women is when they go, oh, honey. Like the really condescending,
In the South, it was, bless your heart.
Bless your heart, Yeah, so apparently I sleep dress, which is very interesting.
Funny.
So one thing that that I find really weird about you is I feel like I'm living with some sort of, don't take this the wrong way.
Oh, okay.
Witch doctor, because your health and beauty remedies are so friggin' weird. On the counter right now is witch hazel.
Yeah.
What do you want me to, how do you
Witch hazel.
How am I supposed to react to that?
With inflammation.
Sure it does. No. That's what anti-inflammatories are for.
It helps with razor burn. It helps calm down the razor burn so you don't have.
And then you'll spread oats on your face.
Yes, I've done that.
And
oats are really good for your face. It makes it.
And then you just
soft.
rub coconut oil all over your face.
That's true. I do that too.
It's you just have these weird things that you do, and then this is the difference between you and me is if I have a headache, I just pop a couple.
He just
Tylenol.
takes a pill. Yeah.
If you
with anything,
you
Jordan would be
soldier
I'll
through
just
it.
take a pill. Just give me a pill
because
for it.
they're there for us. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, but I think to myself.
No. Here's what
I want to do something natural that my body's not going to be like, what is this?
Yeah, so you're gonna have some sort of witch hazel.
You don't ingest it.
Squirt it in your left eye, and then put it on your big toe, and boom, no headache. That's the kind of stuff that you do.
I did find out that there's certain types of essential oils that you can put on your feet that help you stop snoring. And Jordan freaked out when I told him about that.
Freaking.
What? I'm not putting that stuff on my toe. That's so weird.
That is. Yeah, that's.
It's well, what if it
that's
makes
witchcraft?
You stop snoring?
That's sorcery, is what that is. So.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. What else you got?
Okay. So if you're friends with Jordan, you've probably heard this before, but Jordan will sing a lot, probably more than me, which is a big deal because I sing a lot. And Jordan, but he won't sing like a normal man. He'll sing really high pitched. Like one of the times I was going around in the house and he's singing Mary Poppins, going, and then some cake and tea.
I know a lot of Disney songs, so you can't not sing a Disney song without getting in character.
But I also get it because the thing is, I'm not sure if Jordan got it from Jared or Jared got it from Jordan, because Jared does the same thing all the time. One time we were in the house and he's upstairs going, ah, ah.
Little Mermaid style.
Laughed so hard.
So for those that don't know, Jared is my younger brother. He has autism and he loves Disney movies. So I know a lot of Disney lines, a lot of Disney songs.
What's your favorite Disney line ever?
Oh.
That's a tough one because there's a lot that
There's a
he
lot,
says like
yeah.
on a regular basis. I do too. But
Probably on the double Tibbs from 101 Dalmatians.
that's like kicking it old school. That's an old movie.
Also, I'm the leader. I'll say when we go. Okay, now we go.
And that's from Aristocats. Although
Yeah.
that one comes in handy a lot.
Yeah.
Like
big
you
time.
use it in context a lot.
A lot. And then probably my third favorite is Man Cub, that's treason
He says that
from the
so
Jungle Book.
much.
So, yeah, I mean, but there's
votes for women.
votes for women. Yeah, that's a good one too. Okay, so moving on.
I can add that to the list of
Yeah.
weird things my husband does.
On the double Tibbs. Moving on. I don't know if you catch yourself. I know I've brought this to your attention a few times. So I could be in the car listening to the latest, I don't know, Justin Bieber song, Selena Gomez song.
Because that's what he listens to.
I
regularly.
which I don't. Like I either listen to podcasts or sports talk radio in
Yeah.
the car. And you can get in the car, I could be picking you up for something, and you're like, "Oh, you like this song?" I was like, it's catchy, right? The next time she hears this song, she will tell everybody she's around that I love that song. She's like, Jordan loves this song. There have been so many different songs, different shows, different. If I've seen it, heard it, touched it, whatever I've done with it, if somehow come in contact with it, you instantly think I love it.
Okay, that was an overreaction.
No,
Yes.
see, it's an overreaction on your part, and it drives me crazy because I'm like, now everyone thinks I like all these weird things that I just so happen to be listening to at the time. Why do you do that?
That has like only happened a couple times, and he makes it sound like
no,
it's all
oh
the
my
time.
goodness. Here we go. Lies. Nothing but lies come from you.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Any other weird things that I do that you'd like to bring
There
to the
are
listeners' attention?
definitely other weird things, but I think that's good. That's enough for our listening audience.
No, one more. When we first got married, it's not an issue anymore because I won this battle. She didn't want soft butter in the house. I like soft butter.
We didn't have a butter dish.
It doesn't matter. Just put it on like a little small plate or in a bowl.
I know we have one in a bowl right now.
You know
even
how
though
hard
we
it
have a
is to put
dish.
butter on like toast or anything if it's hard? So
Yes,
we
I
had this
do.
battle for a long time about having soft butter in the house. Now we have soft butter in the house, and all is well in the Towle house.
Yeah.
So that's the mark of a good marriage for those who are single. Get soft butter in the house. That light is flicking on and off. We're down to 2 lights in this room.
There's a couple of lights in this room that, for some reason, 2 went off as we were talking.
Yeah.
And then one of them just came back on randomly.
Crazy. All right, so we're gonna finish up this episode of.
In case you were wondering.
Yes, in case
Yeah.
you were wondering, with Misheard lyric of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So Danielle, what is your misheard lyric today?
Okay, so the song is, which I didn't know that the band's name was this until today when I looked it up. Their band's name is Loverboy. And the song is Everybody's Working for the Weekend. It's a song like everybody knows, but I never knew what the band's name was. But what I always heard, well, what the actual lyric is, everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a little romance. That's what the actual lyric is. But I always heard, everybody's working for the weekend. Everybody wants a little old man. And I always thought, that's such a weird...
Everybody's working for the weekend.
Everybody needs a little old man.
I
Right?
like that one better. Yeah. We do.
And I was like, that's such a random line. And then as I got older, I was like, oh, they're saying romance. A little romance. That
A little
makes,
old
that
man.
makes so much. And all I could think of was the old man on the Six Flags commercials that does the dancing.
Do, 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 do. Yeah. What do you think happened to that guy?
He was old, so he may have passed away.
Could have been makeup, costume.
I
and
do
makeup.
think it was makeup because his body was moving.
Yeah, so he could be alive.
He probably is.
It's probably a younger guy.
He's
with,
probably
like,
ashamed.
Why would you be
probably
ashamed of that? But everybody does need an old man.
It's like Steve from Blue's Clues, and he just stopped being Steve from Blue's Clues.
That you might want to go into hiding
He
for.
was a little ashamed, I think.
Yeah. So my misheard lyric of the day is more of a misheard genre.
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 I'm interested in this.
You and I have talked about this a few times.
Oh, okay.
So Danielle was in like a chorus or choral or a group of people that sing.
I was in a chorus. I was in a choir. I was in
A squad of singers.
squad of sing. That would be a much cooler name.
Yeah. And anytime there's like opera singing going on, or like really, I don't even know what to call it, like fancy. It's like really fancy singing.
Fancy.
What do you like? I don't know, like
Classical?
hymns, like yeah. Classically trained singers always sound British to me, and which I don't understand. I don't understand what they're saying. I've never understood a song that you sung when it's like opera or classic.
I know, and I always ask him, like, what do you think about that song? And he's like, I don't know. It sounded nice.
It's like
but I have no idea
a
what you
more
said.
classically trained Mary Poppins is what it sounds like.
But there's times that I've sung like in Italian and French, and I think Jordan, it's just like it all sounds the same.
Yeah, I mean, you could sing in any language and it all sounds British to me. I've never understood it. I don't. There's not a single song that you sung while classically singing. I don't know if that's the technical term, but it is now.
Yeah.
That it doesn't sound like I'll be sitting there like, this is all British to me. This makes no sense. Why is that?
Well, usually the vowels and stuff that you say,
Mm-hmm.
and you almost try to sound British, like your R's. When you sing, you're not gonna go
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna go you're gonna open it up like to an ah, and then maybe close the R at the end, but usually not because people know. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna go butter.
Butter. Yeah, but you don't have to be like British about it. It's weird.
It just sounds British because they say things.
But
that
then,
way.
like, Ed Sheeran will sing.
Are you kidding me? He's saying so many weird things.
Yeah, he says weirder things. That's just culture, but like he sounds American to me, and then he starts talking. You're like, yeah, he's definitely British.
I'm trying to
Like
think
the Beatles don't sound super British either, but you do when you sing in your classical voice. One of many life's mysteries.
In Shape of You, he says jukebox really weird. But the men in the jukebox, and then we start to dance, and now I'm singing like
Yeah.
But he does. He says jukebox
Jukebox.
instead of jukebox. So that there's like moments like that you know that he's British for sure. Mm-hmm. Almost every song that he does, there's at least one word that I'm like, oh yeah, he's British.
Yeah, but that's okay because the rest of the song sounds American to me. Mm-hmm. So that's my misheard lyric of the day. Mm-hmm. It's more of a misheard genre of the day, which is classical and opera, which all sounds British to me. That concludes another episode of In Case You're Wondering. Episode 3. I guess I probably should have had you first, seeing you're my wife.
It's okay.
/ producer. Thank you for producing all of these. Mm-hmm. Any final words to our listeners?
And what is it called? I wanted to call it a ringtone. It's not a ringtone.
You're so close.
Jingle. Ha!
Ooh, remember.
That's another thing that Jordan does. I for some reason, forget words all the time. And I know what the word is. I just can't think of it at the moment. And I'll sit there, and Jordan knows exactly what word I'm trying to think of. But he's like, oh, you're so close.
Because I'm wordsworthy.
You're so close. Wordsworthy, and that's a great word.
Yeah, it is.
But, yeah, I also wrote the jingle for the opening.
Yep.
But don't be too impressed, because I want it to sound kind of hokey.
It's pretty sweet. So, yeah, so that's another episode of In Case You're Wondering. My beautiful wife came on, and I think we did a good work today.
I think so. And we still love each other.
We do.
Even though...
So all you single people, take notes. No matter who you marry, there's going to be weird things that happen. And there's going to be things that drive you crazy about that person. But at the end of the day, love wins out, which is always important because love is awesome. High five to love.
Love wins.
Rob Bell style. So yeah, everyone, if you have some ideas that you want me to talk about on the podcast, if you want to come on the podcast, I would love to have people on. That's what's cool about this is. Pretty much anyone can come on.
We want to know what weird stuff you think of.
Yeah. So, again, thanks for listening. Shoot me some ideas and have a great night. Bye.
Bye.